As an introduction, I will tell you how I met G. Because this summer I went to LA for Pasadena. That's where the California Institute for Technology is based. Also from the television series of Big Bang Theory. So I met a lot of nerds. But I also met G. And I didn't know about her. I didn't know about her theory, the Connective Leadership Theory. But my dad told me about her. He's with her in the ILA, International Leadership Association, and he said, you have to meet her. So, and I was very busy, but I bought a ticket. And when I was sitting on the plane, I started to read her book on connective leadership because I was doing a course there. And when I was reading in the plane, with every page that I turned, I was like, how can she write down what I felt when I came out of university and thought, I don't want to go into a big company, I just want to be someone in the world who works and gets money for it, but then in some sort of network way. So she explained in her book how that could be explained by theory, how that was logical to do in this time. So I was like, oh my God, she has a theory of me or of the world. And then also, when I was in university, there was a lot of talk about the complexity and diversity and the dynamics in this world. But no one ever told me in university what those complexity things and dynamic things were about. And in her book, she really explains what's happening to the world and what that means to organizations, to people, to how we organize things. So I was excited by the time that I got out of the plane. And I got even more excited when I met her because she's this tall and she is amazing. When you meet her, she's like, oh my gosh. And she will hug you like an American because that's what Americans do. And she talks a lot and she's quite old. I don't know how old she is. I can find it nowhere on the internet, so I think that's a thing. But I know that her mom is from 1910. So she was quite old, but she told me this week that she had to meet her older nephew and he was 20 years older than she is. So I don't know what But what I love about her, I was with her for 7 days and I will meet her again in January, and I met her on Skype a lot of times since I've got back. And what I love about her is that she's very academic. She's a professor and she works on the Connective Leadership Theory since the 80s. But she's also very experienced in the field, so she's not one of the persons that is in university doesn't know what the fuck's going on outside it, because she was involved with the US government, with several governments here in Europe as a consultant, and also with the NATO. So that's what I love. Then she's very open, very critical, and I don't know if you know about older people, but their brain shrinks and that makes them feel less social. So whatever she wants to say, she says it, and she wants you to do that too. And she's very loving, very. She invites students into her home, and her husband died like, I think it's 5 years ago or so, and she said, I lived only because of my students, because they were all around me and we had dinner every night. And he also, I think he was 90 by the time he died, so that's not a very big thing, but for her she misses everybody, so she loves her students around her. And then also she's very thankful. And that's what I like. If people have gone through a lot and seen the world, and then she's so thankful for all the people around her and the stuff that she has, and being in university, because she teaches every day in university. So that's Jean, and then she told me, I was thinking about a peace plan, so I wrote it. And what I also love is that I told her that I want to change the world, and she said, fair enough. Instead of other people who told me, oh, it's so lovely that you're so young and you think you can change the world. She said, of course, why not? Let's change the world. What should we change? And her conclusion about this question, what should we change, where's leadership for? What is leadership about? Was peace. And I also think a lot about peace, but I never think, okay, I'm the one who's gonna do it. But she is. Now she's like, I think, 80 or something, and she thinks, okay, let's do it. Come on, let's make this happen. And only for that, I didn't read the peace plan up until I was back in the plane. And she asked me when I got on the plane, do you want to help me with the peace plan? I said, yes. Not because of the peace plan, but because an 80-year-old woman who has seen the world and who knows about governments and who knows about organizations and how things work, thinks it's possible. And also because she said, okay, so I will do the Nobel Prize winners and the presidents, and then you will do the European youngsters. Okay, fine, Jean. So here we are. You were my starting point.
Yes.
I told her I know some European youngsters, so I will tell them about you and I will let them read the peace plan and start this conversation and never stop again to conversate about it and to think about it and to see what we can do. And everyone can do something, I also work and I also do other things, but I like the fact that I'm constantly aware of the fact that we are building towards global peace. And I'm constantly asking myself, hey, what can I do today or who can I connect in order to get there? So that's what she did with me, and I hope that she can do that via Skype to you also. I took it 10:50, in 5 minutes. She's very correct, and she also says to me, who's going to call who on Skype? Well, I can see you're right, so it doesn't matter. The one who presses the button, but I'm going to call her. That's you today. So that's good. And, well, I don't like to talk about people who are in the room, so let's start and have a conversation with people. Yeah? She will start with a small lecture, because I told her that you were all very busy, so you would read the plan. And then,
Nice.
it's good. And that's fine with her, but she's especially interested also in your comments, and she knows that she wrote a plan that was her idea about work, with all the experience that she has and the work that she is. And so she would love to hear you just speak your heart and speak your mind. Yeah? Let's see. I think she's in her working space.
There she is.
Yay!
Hello.
Hello.
Wait a minute, I don't see you yet.
I'm gonna make this yes. It's not a standard lecture room. It's actually
Okay.
an old
Hello.
building.
Hello.
What is it? 7:30 there?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
7:45.
Yes. 7:45.
Well, I thank you all. I know you've had a long day, so I thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming to talk with me about this. So, Alette, tell me how much time we have.